Join us at the Troy Fest Fine Art and Craft Festival in downtown Troy. We have more than 100 vendors with something for everyone. From pottery, photography, glasswork, painting, woodwork, and more. We hope to see you in downtown Troy. Open Saturday from 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. and Sunday from 10 a.m. to 4. Please come and enjoy a good time and celebrate the arts. Troy Fest Fine Art and Craft Festival in downtown Troy.
Right. Good morning and welcome to Today in L.A. My name is Mike Amos. His name is Bill Rice Jr., the son of a legendary Bill Rice Sr. You know, are you going to be able to live that down, or what are you going to do?
Hey, thank you for mentioning that. That is not legendary, but he had a minor degree of fame that all came from what? He just played for one football team. He played for Alabama's football team.
You know, isn't it amazing how they ended up, most of them became sort of legends in their own way, don't you think?
Well, yesterday I'm reading one of my favorite writers at AL.com, Mark Inabanet. He does a lot of research on sports stuff. I bet Michael reads a lot of his stories. Well, he's going through all the NFL drafts in history by round, and he's telling every Alabama football player that went in what round.
Golly.
I know. So yesterday I just saw the story, and he happened to be in the third round. Well, I read it. I wanted to learn about Alabama players. You know, like in 1952, so-and-so went in the third round. In 2020, somebody went. Well, lo and behold, there's Bill Rice, 1962, third round, St. Louis Cardinals.
Yeah.
69th overall pick.
You know, I'm.
And I said, well, I'll be danged. I mean, Dad is not forgotten. And the rest of the story is, yes, Dad was drafted by the St. Louis Cardinals in the third round, the 69th overall pick. That's pretty good.
That's pretty good. It's really good.
The scouts said that Dad was the 69th best college football player in America.
Yeah. You know.
But he did, there was the NFL and the AFL back then. The Houston Oilers were in the AFL.
Yeah.
They also drafted Dad. Well, Dad went to the Houston Oilers. He didn't go to the NFL because he got a little more money to go to the Houston Oilers.
Yeah.
And so he was drafted in the NFL, but he went to the AFL. Now, that Houston Oilers later became an NFL team.
You know, I don't know if Mike Frocky actually would have been drafted because he was hurt, you know, toward his knee. But now Tommy Brooker played on the same team with your daddy. He was, you know, he went to the Kansas City. He played
That's
for Kansas City.
Good memory. He did.
Billy Neighbors, I want to say, went with the
Boston Patriots.
Then Boston Patriots. All right, who else on that team?
Pat Trammell.
Pat Trammell, was he drafted? You think he was drafted?
Late. Back then they had like 30 rounds.
Yeah, exactly,
he went and won them.
And then Ray Perkins was the next year.
Yeah, he was later. Billy Richardson might have.
Yeah, but I don't know. Yeah, he just
Richard Williams. I don't know.
But,
well, here's what struck me about that. I emailed Mark Inabanet and said, Alabama had one of the best teams ever that senior year. They went 11-0 and gave up only 25 points all season.
Pretty good, yeah.
Well, who was the highest draft pick on that team?
Probably Billy Neighbors, wouldn't you think?
Well, I think it might have been, but in the media guides it says that Dad was. It says that Dad even went before Billy Neighbors.
Yeah. Well, he was 6'5" and probably around a 4'6", 4'7", 40. I know.
But there's no doubt that Billy Neighbors was the best player on the team.
Yeah.
But let's say that Dad was the first draft pick. And then there were only like 4 draft picks, and none of them stuck in the NFL except for Billy Neighbors.
I think Tommy Brooker did. He'd say that pretty good.
He was a kicker.
That's right. But he played at some at the end too, I think.
But my point is that you got this all-time great team that does not have any elite blue chip NFL player. You contrast that to Saban's formula. What is it full of? Future, not first and second round NFL picks. These were just small town kids, average players. That very few of them went on to have a big NFL career. But yet
Auburn
they were
then,
still exceptional in college.
Yeah. Auburn had quite a few back then. Zeke Smith and Jackie Burkett, and
probably more than Alabama.
Then they had the receiver that was so good that came out of Alexander City. That was such a good player. Auburn was full of draftees back then.
I sent Bennett an email. He didn't respond, but I'm getting to a bigger point. I think you can make a strong argument that Coach Bryant is still the best coach of all time, just because he could take average players and make exceptional teams out of them. He didn't depend on the 4-star, 5-star blue chip prospect. Well, Alabama, I looked it up. Alabama from 1960 through 1966, that's 7 football seasons, lost 5 games. They won 3 national championships. With a little luck, they could have won 5 in 7 years. Those 5 games they lost were by like a grand total of 15 points. All right, you say those are incredibly good teams. 3 national championships, could have been 5. They only lost 5 games, and they were all by 1 to 3 points. Awesome, awesome, awesome. Well, in those 6 years, Alabama had 1 first-round NFL draft pick, and his name was Joe Namath, who fell into Alabama's lap because he couldn't qualify to get in Maryland. Charlie Bradshaw found out about him, and Leroy Jordan, I think, might have went in the first round, or I think he went in the second round.
Wayne Trimble was a good-looking athlete. I don't know if he'd been drafted or not.
But you see my point, that is he had all incredibly awesome dynasty run.
Leslie Kelly was on the
with no future high-ranking NFL draft picks. I mean, it's amazing to me.
Yeah.
But
okay,
I'm
the big
only
week,
one that thought about stuff like that.
Big weekend ahead of us, ladies and gentlemen, with Troy Fest coming to town, and of course, by far one of probably the most recognized weekend of the year for the city of Troy and Pike County, as we sort of show our beautiful town and shows our beautiful people and our smart, artsy people, and it all starts at 9 o'clock Saturday morning from downtown Troy, the annual Gene Lake Troy Fest. And it's going to be a beautiful weekend, and the weather seems to be conducive for a beautiful weekend.
I told my kids they want to go. I said, we got to get our sunscreen ready, because Maggie said, I'm going to stay all day, Daddy. But she wants to see some of the shows.
Yeah, He's going to be able to see Shebang. Shebang comes on. I want to say they're going to be there on Sunday.
Shebang's always awesome. So Maggie's staying all day at City Fest, but Jack wants to go to the football clinic at T-Day.
Yeah, well, it might be splitting other ways, don't you think?
Yep. So I think in the morning he can go to Troy Fest, and then
that's exactly right.
And then in the afternoon he can go and get on the field and play and practice with those Troy University players.
Right. Run around the field and have a good time. It's gonna be a lot of fun. Of course, we got some big names in Troy history are going to be here, and one of them, of course, is Chan Gailey. The other one is Larry Blakeney. Of course, Larry Blakeney needs no introduction to any of the Troy fans out there, and one of the will go down in history as the winning. No question in my mind, he'll go down in history as the winningest football coach ever to coach at Troy.
Probably will.
Because whoever is going to catch him is going to have to have been there 25 years, you know.
It might be Coach Summerall.
Yeah.
I tell you, just dominate you do in the Sun Belt what Appalachian State's done, and then Louisiana, and you're going to be a top 25 team, you're going to have a chance in the future. They're getting ready to expand the playoffs, Mike.
Yeah.
We forget about that.
Yeah.
All Troy has to do to make those playoffs is win every Sun Belt game, and then beat one team. You know, the big team you play on out of conference this year would be Ole Miss.
That's right.
But can't Troy upset somebody like Ole Miss?
Oh, heck yeah, no question about it. They can. If Troy can go to an LSU and dominate the game, they can go to Ole Miss definitely and dominate the game.
Well, let me ask you this question. Troy runs the table in the Sun Belt, which they've done before or come close to, upsets the Ole Miss on your schedule. They're in the playoffs, right? Well, if it's an 8 or 12 team playoff?
I don't know how it works, but we're going to get after it. I know that, and it's going to be a Troy team that is going to be a lot of fun to watch, and a Troy coach and coaching staff is going to be a lot of fun to watch, and I can't wait. And of course, we'll get a glimpse of those great, outstanding football players this weekend with the annual T-Day football game from Veterans Memorial Stadium. It is Mike Amos along with Bill Rice sitting here talking about the game.
You know who did it, what I just said? Cincinnati is not in the Power 5 conference, are they? Or they weren't this past year. They ran the table in their conference, and they beat Notre Dame, the one big splashy team that wasn't in their conference. And the playoffs was only 4 teams. Cincinnati still got in it. When the playoff expands to 8 teams, I just think Troy's sitting in the catbird seat if we can get our stuff together.
Okay, so of course we're going to get to see a lot of beautiful, not only beautiful art, but a lot of outstanding individuals that are going to be here, and it's going to be a lot of fun the whole weekend with the all the going-ons. I say going-ons, but all the festivities building up to the T-Day football game, and you know, we talk about Chan Gailey and you know, gosh, I reckon he'd been everywhere as a coach. Was there one time
except compared to Coach Rhodes?
Yeah, that's right. Well, Coach Rhodes has been a lot of places, and you know what? Most every move though was up. You know what I mean? You know, every job they got, it was up. You know,
sometimes they go sideways. Sometimes they go dip a little, but then come right back up.
Well, you know, if they were somebody's first choice, let's say that. Of course, Larry Blakeney's going to be there, and
Jarrell Jernigan.
Yeah, Jarrell Jernigan, the great receiver.
He doesn't get enough credit. He was an awesome player at Troy University.
Of course, he played for the
Giants.
Giants, yeah, that's right. And
Freddie Thomas. We all talk a lot about Mike Turk, but who was the other big consensus All-American on that team?
No question about it. Good morning. You're on Today in L.A. How you doing?
Morning.
Where are you calling from, please?
Grayton Beach.
Yeah, we got a guy down there out there named Mike Amos. Mike that calls our show every now and then. Do you know who he is?
Grayton.
Yeah. How did you spell that?
Grayton.
All right, Grayey. Ray. Okay.
He's down there with Coach O Orgeron.
Yeah, have you seen him since you've been
down
there?
When he left, didn't they say something about, well, aren't you sad or something? I'm gonna be going down to the beach at the 38 with my girlfriend.
Yeah, I bet if you see him, you'll want to give him a bottle of wine, don't you think?
I mean, I would definitely try to go up and talk to him. He seems like a guy that would be approachable.
Yeah, exactly. And of course,
maybe if I had a bottle of wine in my hand to give him.
Yeah, he might give you the time of day.
No, he's a recovering alcoholic. I don't think he drinks anymore.
No, is he? Well, good. Of course, you know, we've got one of the all-time greats, and actually later on became a outstanding player in the actually
Canadian
played
Football League?
in the Canadian Football League. Yeah,
Bear Woods.
Bear Woods. Yes, sir.
You got Bear Woods coming on the show?
Yeah. No, I don't have him on the show, but
We got to ask Bear how he got his nickname. What's his story? Surely his Bear is not on his birth certificate.
yeah. And I don't know if he had it when he got here or not, but
Or did he get it when he came to Troy?
yeah, I would think he probably got it after he came to Troy because he was a household word at Troy. I tell you that he was a great player.
What are the greatest sports nicknames of all time?
Sports nicknames.
That is a good question. Well, Bear Bryant is one of them. I can tell you how he got his nickname. Y'all want to hear the story, or if y'all know it?
Hey.
He wrestled a bear at a fair in Arkansas, didn't he?
It was
Yeah.
a movie theater. Some guy came, traveling guy that had a bear, and the theater, just like in Troy, the theater used to be the Pike Triple. They would
That's
have
right,
stuff
yeah.
up on the stage, and he said he had this old straggly bear, and he said anybody that wrestles, stays in the ring with the bear for a minute, I think, would get $5 or $10. Coach Bryant was supposedly about 13 or 14 years old, and he was just starting to get big, and he'd been kind of shy, but he was coming out of his shell, and at heart he is a show-off. He likes the attention, and he all the people that know him said, Paul wanted to impress a certain girl.
Oh, did he?
That was the thing.
Uh,
So he got on the stage, he took it up, he held the bear down and did good until he accidentally knocked the muzzle of the bear off. Then the brave Coach Bryant panicked. He jumped off the stage and he hurt his shin on hitting the chair, which he said he had that scar for the rest of his life. But he had wrestled the bear for more than a minute, and he says that he went back, found that man was gone. He never got his $5 or whatever he was supposed to get, but he got a nickname.
Never got his money. Beebs Starlins, you reckon where ever got the name Beebs, you reckon?
Well, because it was short for baby.
Is that
He
what
was
it
the
was?
baby, yeah. It's like Bebe Hendricks.
Yeah, that's right. Of course, we've got the drinkers have just walked in the studio, and we're going to see them in just a few moments, of course.
But I'm sorry, I go on these tangents, Michael. But so that's the Bear Bryant story. But yeah, I think let's name some of the. Let's see. I mean, Babe Ruth was not Babe. He was Ralph. His was his real name, I think.
Ralph.
Dad's favorite player of all time was named the Snake.
Yeah, the Snake
Stabler would be
You're right.
one of them.
He was my favorite. Yeah.
Yeah, my mother-in-law school with Kenny Stabler, and somehow ended up in one of his practice jerseys. I don't know how that happened.
Well, here's one that pops to my mind. What about Irvin Magic Johnson?
Yeah, I know. Well, there's a lot of good.
I'll throw some names out there.
Smoking Joe Frazier.
Yeah, good one.
That's right.
One of the biggest things in boxing was down goes Frazier, down goes Frazier.
Yeah, there's a lot. There's over 100 I'm looking at right now. Big Ben, who's
Big Ben Roethlisberger, yeah.
this guy was a great football player named Deacon.
Deacon Jones,
yeah.
There were
This
so
guy was
many.
a great baseball player named Pee Wee.
Pee Wee Reese.
Mm-hmm.
Isn't it amazing though how easy it is to
This guy was one of my favorite players growing up. His name was Too Tall.
Too Tall Jones.
Yeah, Too Tall. Hollywood Henderson on the same team.
Yeah.
This guy's name was Satchel.
Page.
This guy was Mr. October.
What was you?
Who was Mr. October?
Reggie Jackson.
Reggie Jackson, yeah.
It was Prime Time.
Yeah, Dion.
Prime time was Dion, yeah.
Who was the man?
Stan the Man Musial.
Who was the Dream?
Hakeem Olajuwon.
Yeah, exactly.
Who was Marvelous?
Marvelous
Hagler.
Marvin Frazier.
Hagler.
Hagler, my bad.
Thomas Hitman Hearns has a lot of
right,
boxers.
yeah. We're going to take a short break, and we'll be back. Miss Morgan Drinkard will be our guest right after this.
The all-new Troy Regional Women's Diagnostic Center brings all of the latest and advanced 3D mammography and breast ultrasound services to the Troy area in our all-new outpatient facility. Dr. Lauren Thorington, along with our team of certified breast specialists, read your mammograms, which are performed by our registered radiologic technologists, bringing the best in women's healthcare to the Troy area. Troy Regional Women's Diagnostic Center.
I wish you could taste how much better food tastes when cooked on a Green Mountain grill, but I can let you in on the reason that's true. Our pellets contain water, so they create steam while you cook, keeping your food moist. Does a gas or charcoal grill do that? I think not.
Come and see us at Southern Grill and Patio, just off the square in Troy.
It's Ford Truck Month. America, you know what to do. Now's the time to get after the best deals on Ford F-Series, America's best-selling trucks, 45 years straight. Also, great offers on Ford Ranger and the new Ford Maverick. Ford Truck Month is here, so let's get after it. Get 0 for 60 plus up to $1,000 bonus cash plus a no-charge 3-year Ford Protect Premium Maintenance Plan on F-150.
Join us at the Troy Fest Fine Art and Craft Festival in downtown Troy. We have more than 100 vendors with something for everyone. From pottery, photography, glasswork, painting, woodwork, and more. We hope to see you in downtown Troy. Open Saturday from 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. and Sunday from 10 a.m. to 4. Please come and enjoy a good time and celebrate the arts. Troy Fest Fine Art and Craft Festival in downtown Troy.
Look at this right there.
Years earlier.
Good morning and welcome back to Today in L.A. Morgan Drinkard has joined our group this morning, and as usual this time of year, Morgan, it's a big time for you. I know you and Rob are working hard to give us a great Troy Fest.
We sure are. We're looking forward to this year's festival. We have almost 90 artists in attendance for this year's festival, a great variety of painting and folk art and glasswork and sculpture, and just really looking forward to kicking off Troy Fest in downtown Troy tomorrow.
Yeah.
For us, it starts tomorrow night.
We got a good cameraman back there. What is his name?
William. I have my William and Emery in the studio this morning.
You know, I throw out Rob's name so many times during this week because he works so hard. This is what you call his baby, you know?
He loves Troy Fest, but I'll tell you, we really have a great committee. We have, you know, if I started listening, I'd be afraid I'd miss someone, but we have Leanne Wyndham and Tessa Paul and Renee Dickerson and Julie Money and Lauren Cochran and Pam Smith. Well, I mean, Pam Smith and what she does with the Student Art Show, we couldn't imagine to do ourselves. Bart Culpepper, Brenda Campbell, Willie B. Williams, Sheila Jackson. I mean, the list just goes on of people. Well, Mallory Hill and people that are willing to help.
Now, will Sheila do any singing during this time?
I don't know if she, we don't always know if Sheila's going to be doing her singing. Sometimes it just happens, but we look forward to, we will have our festival begins Saturday morning at 9 a.m. It closes at 5 p.m. And then on Sunday opens at 10 a.m. and closes at 4 p.m. Yeah. And we will have a church service on the square Sunday morning at 9 a.m.
Oh, that'll be great. No question.
I wanted a chance to tell you a little bit about our T-shirt this year, and I'm not sure if they're able to zoom in or not, but I'll leave one and they can
fight over it.
They can zoom in later to get a good picture. But this is our Troy Fest T-shirt. Some people may know each year the Troy Fest T-shirt design is a student art contest, and last year when we came back after COVID, we solicited Jennifer Lindsay to paint a live painting at Troy Fest as she does her live paintings of events. And as soon as we saw that piece, we said, this is going to be our T-shirt for next year. So it's really different. It's beautiful. And these will be available for sale at the festival at the merchandise tent. Yeah. And we also have, let's see, these fun little cups.
Oh,
Just
yeah.
a plastic tumbler if you're going to be in downtown Troy this weekend and you want, a refillable cup instead of all the plastic and styrofoam cups. These will be available at our merchandise tent for only $5. And so it's a great cup to use throughout the summer. But I just love this teal. When I see this color teal, it makes me think of Troy Fest.
This has a little logo on the front, and then the painting, the beauty. If she made prints of this painting, I would buy one.
Yeah.
That's one of my favorite paintings of Troy, and it has the Troy Fest in the on the square. Smart idea.
Yeah.
Yeah, and these shirts, these annual shirts that we have, we feel like are almost collector's items. I know when I'm going through my closet, I have, the 2010, 2011, 2013, 2014.
Rice, I know is getting chill bumps talking about this because, his mother was a fine artist in her own right. And at one time, over the last few years that we've been doing T-shirts, I bet some of her drawings probably have intertwined with these.
She did a cityscape of Troy that was a horizontal of the landmarks, but she focused on these same buildings that everybody, which is the water tower, the Guild. What's the name
top
of
the
what's the Alabama Real Estate Association building? The First Methodist Church, Bird Drugs. And she had those in her painting, of course. Well, later the Troy Fest folks they cropped it and used part of her painting for the poster that year. You also do posters, don't you? And some people will get those framed in their collector's items. Well, I've noticed that the little silhouette of those buildings I talked about has kind of become the official logo of downtown Troy. And I don't know whose rendering it is, if it's Mom or some other artist, but that's kind of evolved. That is the signature look of Troy, Alabama.
Yeah. I know that was hand illustrated, that silhouette that they use for the downtown Troy, but I just think when you're in Troy and you're downtown on the square and you can see those buildings and you can see the water tower, you just feel like you're in home.
Yeah, exactly.
So this weekend we just invite everyone. The festival's free of charge. Some great places to park include the Johnson Center for the Arts, the Methodist Church, the Pike County Courthouse, even the First Baptist Church, all those outlying parking lots. And we'll have a full entertainment schedule. We'll have the train for the kids to ride around, and great kids activities as far as kids watching the artists demonstrate.
Jackson, here comes Jackson. Bill Rice Jr. has a very active youngster. I know that.
They're gonna be there.
Yeah, we want to have Kids Corner, our community corner, our artist gallery, our entertainment, and our food are really the heart of the festival this year. And that was a change we made after COVID, and we decided to adopt and keep, because we want you to come to Troy Fest. We want you to bring your checkbook.
All right, you're exactly right. We want you to spend money and
support these artists.
That's right. I mean, we enjoy having them. We want you to come look around, but we also want you to think about what could you find that could complement your home. Do you have a gift coming up? Mother's Day is coming up, and a lot of the items here are wonderful for Mother's Day. Graduation presents, a really unique opportunity. So the only way we can continue to get these artists year after year is if we support them. That support is primarily through those purchases. Because
now, I'm going to tell you, with my mom's paintings and my own cityscape paintings of Montgomery, I commissioned artists to do these artworks. I have done a lot of art shows, like the one in Pike Road. I've done City of Auburn. I've gone all around Old Alabama Town. Man, it's a lot of work.
It is a lot of work.
And I didn't have much cargo or stuff.
Right.
I watch these artists that go to these festivals. They get up early in the morning. They have big trailers, massive amount of time and effort for them. And they're not going to keep coming back if they're not selling any
I noticed
items.
that this year we only have two people doing pottery. And we have in the past had 6, 7, 8 pottery people. We love pottery. And a lot of people in our community love pottery as well. But I wonder if some of those artists who have been doing this for years and years, what you have to do to pack pottery to travel to these art shows has kind of dwindled that down. But now let me say, Dawn Preets and Tony Mitchell, the two potters we have coming, it will be a race to get their best pieces. Dawn Preets, many people are familiar with her Old River Run pottery from Marianna, Florida, and then Tony Mitchell, his pottery.
You know who knows all about this is Mr. Adams at Adams Glass. I've talked to the Adams children, and they grew up with him going to these.
Oh, of course,
shows.
yes.
I mean,
And now talk about
it's a massive logistical operation.
Yes, and talk about packing and unpacking. Glasswork is probably more fragile than pottery as far as packing for these shows. So, and this will be our first festival.
Thank goodness fuel prices are low right now.
But you know, the Troy Fest worst enemy is called the rain. You know, we're gonna stay away from the rain. It doesn't look like a forecast has rain in
No,
it.
not at all. And that's what I tell people that's so interesting about Troy Fest. In fact, I use it in my classes as an example that really doesn't matter the type of artists I have, the number of artists, the type of promotions, the number of TV shows and paid advertising we can do all day long. And then if it's forecast for rain, we can cut that in half. So it's almost like the only thing we can't control is the biggest indicator of the attendance at our festival.
Right, yeah, and we're gonna offer this to you. I'll have to talk to you after the show, but we have plans to do our annual downtown show.
Tomorrow?
Yeah, tomorrow.
Oh, good. So we'll be in downtown Troy tomorrow.
That's right. We'll be
That's
in downtown,
great.
downtown
Yeah, I'll be
Troy.
there.
All right, good.
Looks like Troy University is offering a shuttle for Troy Fest as well, for fans wanting to go to shuttle to downtown and then back to the stadium. Is that right? Didn't I read that?
Well, I have not heard anything about that. We used to offer a shuttle from the university to Troy Fest just because of the parking, but with T-Day, I didn't know if that was an option. And so, I'll look into that. If we have that option, we need to make sure people know about it.
Yeah, we need to wake Leanne up, get her down there too, or whoever wants. But we will be downtown.
All right.
Starting at 7 o'clock.
I'll be there.
Of course, it might be a little cool, but we're gonna build a fire somewhere.
Might have some chicken trucks pass by in the background. But
I tell you what, it's tradition. We've been doing that for years, and doing our show from downtown. And as long as the chicken trucks get on out of here,
that's right.
that's the other worst enemy,
And tomorrow morning, if you subscribe to the newspaper, to the Messenger, we'll have our insert in the paper that has a list of all of our artists and our entertainment schedule. So we'll be using that as a guide in the morning as well as we talk about the festival. So make sure you grab a copy of that.
Morgan, it's on TroyTrojans.com. Troy Fest Shuttle, Troy Athletics, and Troy Fest are teaming up to make sure that fans can attend both events on Saturday with ease.
Well, that is wonderful, and that is news to me. So, sometimes those things transpire with a quick phone call, and they're set in stone. But
I would think anything.
It says pickup on Troy's campus will take place in front of Eldridge Hall.
Okay.
And the downtown location will be the bridge in front of the Troy Police Department.
That's great. And Eldridge, and for those that may not, Eldridge Hall is adjacent to the parking lot for the stadium towers. So it's they actually call it the John Schmidt Center for Student Success now, but it's right there by Pace Hall. We know where all the flags,
right there,
where all the flags are. That's where Eldridge Hall is.
Have the turnaround there too. Is that right?
Well, depending on where the actual bus is coming from, you could probably park in almost where the residence hall parking is, right there.
It'll make a run.
Now, I wouldn't suggest go there to get a ride to Troy Fest because they have so many activities going on.
Right.
But if you're at T-Day and you want to come downtown and go back, then I think that's a great option for you.
Exactly right.
So the sound of the South is going to march out of the stadium all the way to downtown to Troy Fest.
Are they really? Did you know that?
I'm kidding.
Oh, golly.
I didn't say anything because I don't know. This is
the sound of the South going to be there?
I don't think they'd want to do that.
Yeah. But is the sound of the South going to be there? That would give you some more,
that would be great, but I think they'll probably stay in the stadium.
Yeah, okay. Surely they'll have a big concert either at halftime of the game or sometime during the they also.
Tell you what, Dad, what you've never done at Troy Dad, what you've never done at Troy Fest is go live during Troy Fest. You should skip Friday's show and go live on Saturday down there.
Yeah, well, that'd be pretty tough to do. But we're proud to do this, to be there on Friday morning. And, of course, Morgan's going to be with us. Bill Wright's going to be with us. And we'll have
These kids are going to be with us.
Max Howell's going to drop by, I think, Friday morning. So we got a good group, and it's going to be a lot of fun.
You know what I say is buy the gift of art because it will last a lifetime.
Yeah.
And then I'll tell you something, if you buy original art or nice art, it'll appreciate in value. if say you buy a painting, original painting, and it's a good painting, and you pass it down to your children, and one day they want to sell that painting, they could sell it.
Yeah.
Get their money back.
You want to see a young Rob Drinker? He just walked by. Is he a spitting image of his daddy?
He is. He acts just like him too. He definitely has his energy.
You don't reckon he's got any Doug Hawkins in him at all?
I think there's a lot of something in him. He has a lot of energy. So I also see that they found the coffee station over there, and they're drinking sugar. So I'll apologize to their teachers this morning.
Well, yeah.
I'd like to donate Doug Hawkins' 6'6" portrait. My mom bought. Anybody for
that's right. Yeah,
we
what's that again?
Doug did a painting of the Kick 6 that I've been trying to get out of the house ever since Mom bought it.
Yeah. But it's going to be a lot of art like that. A lot of traditional art, and Doug Hawkins was a talented man. He could do a lot of things, couldn't
he? Yes. He tried to do he did a lot of things, but he wasn't afraid to dabble in all sorts of things.
I know it. But like art, he I don't know if it was his early days, but later on he started becoming a pretty good name.
Yeah, I think that was very much after his retirement, and he found a passion in painting and did a good job. So. He painted for a lot of other people. I don't think I have any of his paintings.
Yeah, but let me tell you something. That little boy of yours got a little bit of you look alike too.
You think so?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, you got a beautiful family.
Well,
of course,
Morgan,
I know.
Morgan, how much longer is school at Troy University? When do you guys get out?
Graduation is, let's see, I know I have exams May 9th and 10th, and so it'll be at the end of that week.
Yeah.
So that's pretty soon.
I'm thinking graduation is Friday, May 13th.
Yeah, okay.
You're right.
It is quite soon. I tell you, just time flies by. And of course, you've got Troy Fest, and you also have to teach and give grades and things like that. So,
what do you teach?
I teach journalism.
That's what I thought.
And
I teach advertising and public relations, and so my students are getting ready for their end of year campaigns, and I would get onto my children a little bit more right now, but I also enjoy this was not planned for them to come with me this morning, but I also enjoy them seeing traditional media. I take them with me to the radio. We subscribe to the newspaper at our house. We read the newspaper.
That's right.
Okay.
There they are.
There they are.
I tell my wife all the time, we live out in
Okay.
Only newscasts we get is like Panama City Beach.
Yeah.
Does Troy University still have a lot of students to go to Panama City Beach as far as television?
Dothan Market, yes. We have some in the Florida Panhandle Market, yes. And I have some in Atlanta Market, and I have some students going to Columbus, Georgia, too. All right, we might have to take a commercial break.
That's right. We're going to take a short break. We'll be right back. Brought to you by...
It's easy. 29 down and drive. That's 29 down and you drive today. Or Premier will double your tax refund on a new vehicle purchase. Tax season is car season. 29 down or $99 a month and drive today. Or double your tax refund. Nobody beats a Premier deal. Nobody.
In the market for a new or pre-owned vehicle? We've got what you're looking for. So come see us at Bill Jackson Chevrolet Buick GMC in Troy, and you too can experience the Jackson satisfaction.
Bill Jackson Chevrolet Buick GMC.
Join us at the Troy Fest Fine Art and Craft Festival in downtown Troy. We have more than 100 vendors with something for everyone. From pottery, photography, glasswork, painting, woodwork, and more. We hope to see you in downtown Troy. Open Saturday from 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. and Sunday from 10 a.m. to 4. Please come and enjoy a good time and celebrate the arts. Troy Fest Fine Art and Craft Festival in downtown Troy.
It's Ford Truck Month. America, you know what to do. Now's the time to get after the best deals on Ford F-Series, America's best-selling trucks, 45 years straight. Also, great offers on Ford Ranger and the new Ford Maverick. Ford Truck Month is here, so let's get after it. Get 0 for 60 plus up to $1,000 bonus cash plus a no-charge 3-year Ford Protect Premium Maintenance Plan on F-150.
It's easy. 29 down and drive. That's 29 down and you drive today. Or Premier will double your tax refund on a new vehicle purchase. Tax season is car season. 29 down or $99 a month and drive today or double your tax refund. Nobody beats a Premier deal. Nobody.
We're back.
Back to our show brought to you by Premier Dodge, Chrysler, Jeep, and Ram trucks on the bypass in Troy, Alabama. And, of course, one of the great dealerships in America today. And I promise you, they've got that $3,000 or your tax off your taxes. Well, they'll take it and take that off of your car. You know, if you are looking forward to coming out and getting a deal, a tremendous deal at Premier Dodge, Chrysler, Jeep, and Ram trucks on the bypass.
Well, I guess
Premier,
some people are still getting tax
Premier
refunds. You know, most people get them early, but I guess some people procrastinate and.
Well, you know, the way it looks like to me, you know, you're looking for a great deal on a Dodge Ram truck or a Jeep or a Chrysler or whatever make you're looking for. They've got a tremendous sale going on. But at the same time, you might not think that you're getting a deal until he walks up and says, "Well, we'll take off that $3,000 tax offering and put it toward your car," and now you've got a deal going on a beautiful new or used car truck.
You know, I'm gonna make a point, and I might be wrong. Y'all can tell me what you think about it. Inflation's a big deal in the world. And the way you fight inflation, or the Federal Reserve fights it manually. Johnson used to be on the Federal Reserve.
Exactly right. A guy from Troy.
Well, really, the only way they know to fight it is they do what? They raise interest rates. They make the cost of money higher. And so people, so let's say they're going to, the Fed says they're going to do that. They're going to slowly start raising the interest rates. What if interest rates get up to like they were in the Jimmy Carter era? Doesn't it seem like it makes sense to go ahead and lock in a low interest rate right now?
Exactly.
And then if everything's going to keep going up in price, go ahead and get it now. I would be buying a car, used car or a new car right now if I could.
I know they've got a tremendous selection to choose from.
Breaking news in basketball, one of the best coaches in America has decided to retire yesterday. The great Jay Wright at Villanova, after 21 years, is retiring. Big news in basketball.
Yeah, you know, he's
had Coach K retire, and now Jay Wright, who a lot of people are shocked by this because he's not really that old.
Yeah. Well, you know, they're paying them so much now that they can just walk away with a nest egg. Rest of your life.
I hope he'll probably move down there and live next door to you.
Yeah, he might. He might move to great.
He went to the Final Four this year, so he had another great team this year. But be interesting to see if it's his last stop. His career record is phenomenal: 520 wins, only 197 losses.
That is tremendous.
I read thinking about moving down there and live next to you. I read a good story about all the people that are fleeing these high-tax, high-regulation states like California, New York, Massachusetts, New Jersey. It's happening on a huge scale. I mean, Michael must know about it in Florida. And I just keep thinking that, Alabama's already getting some of this spillover from people that are looking to move to lower cost.
I'll tell you what, Piggly Wiggly has a great selection of meats and poultry items galore, and their fruit and vegetables, they're as fresh as you're gonna get in Troy anywhere, and Steve and all the great people at Piggly Wiggly, we appreciate them very much. Also, I want to mention Wells Fargo advisors, Colin McCrary, and he can sure make your money grow today. And I talked to him. He's not going to be going this year to the U.S. Open. Well, actually, the
British Open?
British Open, not the U.S. Open. But he's not going to go this year. But he's got a trip planned that he's planning.
Well, he just came back from the TPC
at Sawgrass, yeah.
Everything I know about golf or the professional golfers, well, I know it from two people, from Colin and from Will Matthews.
That's right. Very, very knowledgeable people right here in Troy.
And I learned it from Michael, since I think it's his favorite sport more than football.
I tell you, you're exactly right. In fact, Mike, who do we have playing golf today? They start on Thursday.
They're in the Zurich Classic, so they're playing at
in New Orleans.
They'll have partners.
Is that in New Orleans?
New Orleans, yeah. You'll see some alligators on the courses.
Yeah. I tell you what, though, it's also a fun tournament because anything in New Orleans is fun. if you'll be careful.
I used to say that until the last time I went down there. Man, it was bad.
Well, you're going down there this weekend, is that right?
I'm going to the Bowler Lodge. I'm going to be in Biloxi.
Oh, are you? You're going to be careful, aren't you?
Yeah, I'm going down there with some old friends of mine from Troy.
That's going to be a lot of fun. A lot of fun.
Well, you can make some bets on golf if you want to.
Especially if you leave your pocketbook at home. Yeah.
Yeah, we're going to get that famous restaurant down there, Mary Mahoney's, which is really good. We're excited about that.
Yeah, well, it's going to be a lot of fun. I know you're looking forward to that. Of course,
it's one of those where hard to get together with friends as you get older in life. It seems like everybody's got kids, everybody's doing different things.
Boy, I tell you what, I've got a great deal going on right now, and I say that every time we go to Troy Fest, but right there on the corner, you're not going to beat Bird Drugs, and I'm sure they'll probably be open this Saturday morning as usual. And I've spent many a Saturday morning eating breakfast at Bird's, and it is downright delicious. And of course,
and when they're setting up on Friday,
yeah, I know exactly.
That's the place you go and get you milkshake, pimento cheese sandwich, chicken salad.
Yeah, we'll probably have some of those things. We'll probably order some of those things when we're down there. Yeah, exactly. You know, Mike was bad about ordering a milkshake.
They got great milkshakes, real milkshakes.
No question about the quality.
And I'm gonna tell you something else about Bird Drugs. They've got this aisle in the back of the store. That's the discount aisle, $1.
Yeah,
I buy there all the time. I mean, you get shaving cream for $1.
Yeah.
I don't know how they've had those prices that low.
Well, they do, and you ought to drop by there. I'll tell you what, I've known a lot of individuals in our community, and I'll rank Joe Watson up with any of them. Just great man and great pharmacists right here in Troy, and we appreciate them very well, very, very, very much.
Yeah, and it not only is a great business, it's one of the signature businesses on the square. We've talked about the landmarks of downtown Troy. Well, it's that water tower, that standpipe water tower.
Yeah, you're right.
The Methodist Church steeple, the Alabama Real Estate Associates building, and Bird Drugs.
I'll tell you what, I've seen many of their shirts each year. I don't know if they did it any better than this. This shows the square and the city of Troy as well as any
I'll tell you, I want that. Whoever the artist is that did that original, which the Troy Fest committee bought, they need to make prints with. I have made prints with artwork before. It's not as terribly hard. And I can recommend a company that can do really good prints. But whoever, you could make 200 prints of that and sell it out in a month.
Yeah, no question about it. Now, one thing is that because of you promoting this, and I know you'll promote it tomorrow, I'm going to give this to you, Rice. You think will you wear it Saturday morning?
Yes. I love that.
That'll fit you too, won't it?
I want to show everybody again how pretty that painting is.
Yeah, and leave it right there.
The thing it reproduced so well on the T-shirt.
And and it's got every aspect of Troy, and it's beautiful. And they got those. And
then we got look at on the bottom. We got all the sponsors.
Yeah.
Which C-Spire is one of them.
C-Spire, the new owner.
And then the front has just a simple Troy Fest logo, which looks sharp.
Yeah.
Here the sponsors are.
Is that an extra large?
The Messenger,
extra large.
Lawrence Hardware, Sarah, Gibson and Carden, C-Spire. Good group of usual.
Yeah, that's great. That's great. Let me see that in the back. Yeah, you're showing the wrong part of that shirt though.
I know it.
Yeah,
the NFL draft next week, and pretty amazing the rise of Malik Willis from getting pretty much let go by Auburn's football team. He got in the transfer portal, went to Liberty. I mean, this guy.
Is he going to be the first round pick?
Well, he could be in the top 10. Looks like he's going to go in the 6th round to the sixth pick overall in the first round to the Carolina Panthers. Pretty amazing.
Yeah, he's a great player.
They're comparing him to a young Mike Vick.
Yeah, but Troy played him real tough there every time, didn't he?
Yeah, Troy sacked him 5 times.
Yeah.
But he still won that game for Liberty. He made big plays.
Oh yeah. I'll tell you one play. I saw, and I'll always remember this. He sprinted out all the way to the boundary to his right, all the way to he hadn't stepped out over the line of scrimmage yet. Then he turns around and throws it on a line right back to the other boundary. Yeah. I've never seen that done. I mean, he went from one boundary all the way to the other boundary, and he went down the field. And I don't know if he scored, but he came close to scoring.
Yeah, I mean, I thought that when I saw him, I said, this guy is the real deal. He's been hyped a little bit, and isn't it amazing that he was at Auburn, and Auburn let him get away.
Mike, of course, we've got some college sports to talk about. The Troy softball team is in town this weekend, so that'll give another group of people that want to watch some good softball. And also,
how bad do you think?
Excuse me.
How bad do you think Will Anderson doesn't want to play this next year for Alabama when the overall #1 pick is Aiden Hutchinson, the guy at Michigan, his numbers, Will Anderson's numbers almost doubled what Aiden Hutchinson did last year, and he's going to be the top pick. Will Anderson.
Well, I'm going to tell you right now.
Legitimately could sit out and not play this year. The #1 pick next year.
If the guy from Michigan is the pick over Anderson, somebody don't know what they're doing. That kid.
Well, no, Anderson's not eligible.
Oh yeah, okay.
You got to be a junior in the classroom.
Okay, so he's definitely going to come back.
I'm just saying, Aiden Hutchinson. If you watch Georgia blocked in the whole game.
Yeah, I know it.
You know, quit saying that. I don't want people to say that because it almost makes too much sense for Will Anderson not to do that. I mean, remember the receiver for LSU that he sat out a whole year because of COVID is the excuse he used? Well, it didn't hurt him one bit, did it, not playing that senior year? He went before Devontae Smith, and he's the rookie of the year.
Yeah, they're doing it this year. Derek Stinglin Jr., the top defensive back for LSU all those years, he really hadn't played the last year and a half, and he's going to be a top 15 pick.
Oh, boy.
NFL doesn't care.
Yeah.
But I think Will Anderson cares about his teammates and bigger things, and he's going to play. I don't know why he was even playing in spring training, but he did.
Yeah, they should have played him in the spring. They should have played Bryce Young in the spring game.
Okay, we got a call coming in. Good morning, you on today in LA. How you doing?
Will Matthews, how you
All
doing
right.
this morning?
Let me get Michael back on. Hold
Willie,
on.
you calling from the, well, yeah, you
All
got
right.
it. Willie, you calling from the Yellow House this morning?
I'm headed down there. I'll be down there in a little bit.
All right, you're gonna be sitting out there drinking a mint julep. Is that right?
No, I don't drink, Mike. You know that.
I know that. I'm just cutting up. And but Will Matthews is our guest, and of course we got Mike Amos coming loudly from Grayton Beach. So Will's on his way. What's your plans for the weekend, Will? Where you gonna eat?
Well, I'm gonna have all 5 grandchildren, so I gotta find somewhere children friendly.
Well, you got your fish market just right up the street from you.
Good luck. We're praying for you.
What now?
I said good luck with all 5 of those grandkids.
I know it. Yeah. But
you got good weather at least.
yeah.
Yeah, and the oldest grandchild's 3.5. So
Isn't that amazing?
You know.
Oh boy, that these 4 belong to one person, to one couple, doesn't he? Don't they?
Well, 4 of them are my sons, and the other one's my
Oh, I
daughter.
got you. I got you. So they're all gonna be there together.
So is anybody out of diapers yet?
Nope, they're all still in diapers.
Do you think he'll change a diaper?
Anybody out there want to donate diapers to the Will Matthews?
Yeah,
Ball
just
Fund?
drop him by the Yellow House, and he's right there across the street from
You
the
know,
beach.
I just made a reference to inflation, which everybody's talking about. Thank goodness my kids are out of diapers. I mean, because I bet you the cost of diapers is going up.
You know, you're not far from. Yeah, you're right. You're not far from my friend Adrian Holman of Holman Funeral Home in Ozark. You know him well, don't you?
Yeah, he was at the Masters last week.
Well, that doesn't surprise me at all.
He went Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday.
Yeah, of course, Adrian Holman. Let me tell you this, and next time you see him, Mike, Adrian used to, I'm not saying, I'm sure he's still a big Troy fan, but he used to be a huge Troy fan. Every game, he'd fly in and fly out, and we hadn't seen him lately. I don't know if he's mad at us or not. I hope not.
He's got a one of these motor homes he goes around on now.
Yeah, He got a precious.
That's what Jason did. He to go to all these rodeo and barrel racing events.
Right. Yeah, he's busy with that. Of course, we're going to take a short break. We'll be right back to more of Today in L.A. with Will Matthews.
I wish you could taste how much better food tastes when cooked on a Green Mountain grill. But I can let you in on the reason that's true. Our pellets contain water, so they create steam while you cook, keeping your food moist. Does a gas or charcoal grill do that? I think not.
Come and see us at Southern Grill and Patio just off the square in Troy.
It's Ford Truck Month. America, you know what to do. Now's the time to get after the best deals on Ford F-Series, America's best-selling trucks, 45 years straight. Also, great offers on Ford Ranger and the new Ford Maverick. Ford Truck Month is here, so let's get after it. Get 0 for 60 plus up to $1,000 bonus cash plus a no-charge 3-year Ford Protect Premium Maintenance Plan on F-150.
Join us at the Troy Fest Fine Art and Craft Festival in downtown Troy. We have more than 100 vendors with something for everyone. From pottery, photography, glasswork, painting, woodwork, and more. We hope to see you in downtown Troy. Open Saturday from 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. and Sunday from 10 a.m. to 4. Please come and enjoy a good time and celebrate the arts. Troy Fest Fine Art and Craft Festival in downtown Troy.
The all-new Troy Regional Women's Diagnostic Center brings all of the latest and advanced 3D mammography and breast ultrasound services to the Troy area in our all-new outpatient facility. Dr. Lauren Thorington, along with our team of certified breast specialists, read your mammograms, which are performed by our registered radiologic technologists, bringing the best in women's healthcare to the Troy area. Troy Regional Women's Diagnostic Center.
I'm in on that commercial.
Back to our show, and of course brought to you by our good friends Wise Office Supply in downtown or on South 39th Street in Troy, and the Matthews Law Firm, been in Ozark for many, many years, and they're the law firm of today in L.A. They are our lawyers, and we appreciate it.
The Wise brothers are going to have to live in Auburn for the first 5 weeks of the season.
I know it. They'll leave that motorhome over there, I reckon, for 5, like you said, for 5 weeks. You're right.
Mike, I'll tell you something you don't know, but the Matthews Law Firm is now the longest-serving business, family-owned business in Ozark, Alabama.
Isn't that amazing?
Wow.
Well, when did your daddy set up shop? When did your daddy set up shop?
1956.
Yeah, and of course, been
what did y'all surpass that just closed?
The Southern Star
yeah.
newspaper sold, and it was 100 and something years old.
Yeah, oh God.
Oh my gosh! Tell me about the Southern Star. I've had some of my articles published in there.
Yeah.
A guy from Maine bought it.
Yeah.
Wow.
Are they still operating?
Oh yeah, but a guy from Maine owns it now.
Yeah. Okay. And of course, been there a long time.
What about El Palacios? How many years have they been there now?
Oh, probably 40 at least.
You know, people still drive from Troy to eat at that Mexican restaurant. They still.
But you know, El Palacios sold about 7-8 years ago.
Yeah. Uh huh.
Well, the oldest businesses in Troy.
Do what now? Yeah, the Flippos.
Yeah, that's
I've always heard that's really good.
Yeah.
It's very good. They're still open.
Yeah, they've been.
The oldest family-operated business in Troy is Douglas Brothers.
Yeah. And listen to this. We're talking about
over 100 years.
Yeah, well over 100 years.
It's one of the oldest in Alabama, probably.
In fact, I want to say
by one family.
1876 or something like that.
Amazing. Now, the oldest business, the continually operated business in Troy is the newspaper, just like in Ozark. Yeah. It's the Messenger, but it's been changed. It's the ownership of the Messenger has changed many, many times.
And it's been there in the late 1800s at least.
After probably a decade after the Civil War or something.
And now it's run by Bobby Rice, and he's a very knowledgeable newspaper man.
That's right. It's owned by Boone Newspapers, but Bobby is running it.
Yeah, exactly right. Of course, we got the big weekend coming up, and of course, the T-Day game is a 4:00 kickoff from the stadium. Yeah, it should be. Then they're going to have a kids camp, football camp for the kids. So a lot of good running around.
It'd be nice to sit down with Larry Blakeney and Chan Gailey. They know a little bit about football. That'd be some good conversation.
I tell you what, I'm looking forward to hearing from and seeing my old friend Chan Gailey and Larry Blakeney and Bear Woods and the whole lot. And then
Freddie Thomas. You think Chan Gailey has any good Jerry Jones stories he can tell?
Yeah, I know it. I'm sure he does. I know it. Sure he does.
Can you imagine if Jerry Jones was your boss? What those conversations were?
I know it. You're right.
He would have some Tua Tagovailoa stories.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, he had Tua his rookie year with the Dolphins. That's still hard to believe. The Chan out of coaching for 4 years and came back and became offensive coordinator of the Dolphins.
And the quarterback was Tua, wasn't it?
Yeah, an injured Tua. I think Tua maybe not trying, but I think he's getting closer to getting back to full health, hopefully.
Yeah. I think so, too. We haven't seen the best Tua yet, I don't think.
Yeah, Tua now with Waddle and Hill, the great team.
Oh, man, you're right.
Got Hill in the trade. They're going to be pretty awesome on offense now.
I think so,
Michael, why would Kansas City trade Tyreek Hill?
Yeah, I know it. Yeah.
Well, it was a contract situation. It was going to be, I can't remember what it was, like 45, 50 million or something.
Yeah.
I mean, it was one of those where
salary
They
cap.
have some pretty good receivers on that roster.
Yeah, is that the little guy that they said was too small to play?
He's
play?
from Livingston.
And he came out of.
He got kicked off the team at Oklahoma State, and then went to West Alabama.
Went to West Alabama, and he did well there too.
Sure, he is about as dynamic a player as there is in the league.
I'll throw a name out at you and see if you can do it. Do you know the head football coach at the University of West Alabama, Livingston? Do you know who it is?
He's a Gillen, isn't he?
He's Ronnie Gillen's son. And
Really?
he was a great receiver at Livingston. No, quarterback. He played quarterback at Livingston, or
I want to say his name's Chase Gillen.
Yeah.
Something like that.
Ronnie Gillen that coached at Charleston?
Yeah, his son is the head football coach at University of West
Well,
Alabama.
he was the coach my little brother Bobby's senior year of football. Coach Gillen, yeah.
And Mike, if they'll give him time, this coach is at Southern Mississippi can make a winner out of that program, don't you think?
Yeah, Will Hall.
Will Hall, and he's an excellent young coach, and wears a bright red sweater everywhere, every game he works.
Yeah,
Sometimes
I
it
remember
takes time.
Another girl that left. They had a really pretty cute little daughter named Tara Gillen.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah. Yeah, I was wondering. Yeah, you're right. I was wondering.
What is Coach Gillen
now.
doing now? You know he retired, I guess?
I don't know, but he's a good coach. He's coaching somewhere, I guarantee you.
Head coach is Brett Gillen.
Yeah, Brett Gillen. Yeah.
I didn't know that. That's a good little story.
Yeah. And he went to school right here at Charleston.
I'll tell you the story. The rest of the story is.
All right. Yeah.
J. Jeffcoat left and went back to become the coach with Chan Gailey at Troy University.
Right. That's right.
After winning the state championship. Bobby Lee, who had coached under Coach Jeffcoat and had been the quarterback at Troy University, became the head football coach at Charles Henderson.
Yep.
I'll tell you the truth, he didn't have a lot of good athletes in his second year. Had a pretty good team his first year, which was Kyle Ingles' senior year. And then they, I think they only won one game. Well, they let Coach Lee go after just 2 years.
Yeah.
The players didn't like it. They went to the school board and said, we want to keep Coach Lee, but they didn't. But they hired Coach Gillen.
Yeah, Ronnie Gillen.
He had
another Livingston guy.
But then Bobby Lee turned out fine because he stayed at the school, and then he eventually became the principal.
And
you know how connections work. You know who Brett Gillen coached in college when he started at Georgia Tech under Chan Gailey for 4 years.
Oh, really? Isn't that something? Was he on that staff?
Yeah.
I didn't know that. And I tell you what, he's a good football coach. There's no question about that.
Yeah, he's 45 and 26. He's the all-time winningest coach in Livingston history. So.
What Gillen is? The young Gillen?
Yeah, the winningest coach in school history only has 45 wins. That's kind of
golly, that surprised me. Yeah.
A lot of people didn't stay very long.
Yeah.
You know, I made a reference to the point that it's really not enough people talk about. Sometimes coaches, you can only coach the players you have.
That's exactly right. Yeah.
And there's some classes it's just good kids, bright kids, but there's just no athletes in the classes.
But I tell you what, he comes from
Michael, do you know who won a national championship at Livingston?
Yes, I know.
Mickey Andrews.
Mickey Andrews, that's right.
From Ozark, Alabama. The rest of the story, you're right.
Gillen's father, Ronnie, was a member of the 1971 national championship football team.
Yeah.
At Livingston.
All right, let me tell you
who else. Jeff Coat on the team? He played at Livingston.
Now, I'll tell you somebody else.
Willie Slater was on that team, wasn't he?
I will tell you something right here, and this is something a lot of people might not realize, is let's see, I'm trying to put them together.
Coach Jeffcoat played at Livingston, and I think Jay Jeffcoat's also good buddies with Spence McCracken, who's a legendary coach. I think he went to Livingston too.
No, I don't know if he did, but he was the head coach of Robert E. Lee.
Okay, well maybe he didn't, but somehow Jeff Coat and Spence McCracken hooked up at some point.
Mike, he was a head coach at Arkansas, and he got fired after one game.
Jack Crow.
Jack Crow was one of the people on the staff at Livingston that went to the no huddle wishbone. That's what they went to, and guess who picked that up? After Livingston won a national championship with it, Jeff Coat was hired by Chan Gailey, and
then Jeff Coat turned it on to Chan Gailey.
My great coach at let's see. Willie Tullis. All right, Willie Tullis played on that team. Willie Slater played on that team, and Chan Gailey picked it up, and they ran a no huddle wishbone and won the national championship in '84.
You know, I'm going to tell you something about that no huddle wishbone. Everybody does it now, so Coach Jeffcoat was ahead of his time.
Yeah.
You didn't really need to huddle up.
That's right.
But
we
never. I was one of the quarterbacks that ran it, and I got to say I can still remember the signals today of how you did it. But we never had we ran no huddle, but we never ran up tempo.
Yeah.
And I would say we led the state in delay of game penalties.
That's right, probably did. And I'll tell you another, another deal like this. A few years later, Jacksonville State goes to the no huddle wishbone, and they won a national championship. It's amazing.
So when Alabama went to the wishbone in the '70s, early '70s, was that no huddle or was that just a wishbone?
Nobody did no huddle.
No. Alabama ran from.
Everybody ran from a huddle.
They had a huddle.
Now I'll tell you what. There was a couple of times that Coach Jeffcoat had plays where you did hurry up. Here's what you do. You'd call one play, and then that meant that the next play was automatically called too.
Yeah.
And I mean, it was.
Well,
and every time we did that, which was usually only about once or twice a game, it worked.
Yeah.
It got people. They were not ready
for it. Now,
Michael,
Troy did run the no huddle wishbone, and Livingston had run the no huddle wishbone, and then as we mentioned, Jacksonville State later on ran it. I think about 10 years. There was somebody running the no huddle wishbone.
Well, I'll tell you who really made it in vogue. Well, there's two: the guy at Oregon, and then Gus Malzahn. They were just running plays so much faster and it just created a disaster for teams trying to stop them. Alabama being one of the teams.
That's right. Coach Will Matthews is on our show, and of course Mike Amos calling in. Mike still is full time on the line, and. We're all excited about T-Day this weekend, and Troy's got two quarterbacks. One of them is a young man from South Georgia, and the other one is a young man from Bainbridge, Georgia. So two Georgia kids.
Yeah, Quade Hawkins and Gunnar Watson.
Can you give us some information on
Troy's only got two scholarship quarterbacks, and I guess they'll play walk-ons.
Yeah.
I mean, this is really a strange situation for a brand new coaching staff to only have two scholarship quarterbers.
I'll tell you what, Tucker Kilcrease is walking into a great situation.
He really is. He really is.
I think you wonder if Tucker maybe should have tried to enroll in January. He might have had a job.
You know the reason he didn't, and you're exactly right. Baseball. The reason he didn't, he wanted to win a state championship in basketball and in baseball. You know. Came close in baseball.
I don't blame him.
In basketball.
Enjoy your senior year.
I mean, with all these quarterbacks in the transfer portal, you got to think Troy's going to make a decision on that after the spring.
Yeah, exactly. I will say this, that this kid from Bainbridge, I don't know much about him, but he is the number 2 quarterback at Troy. Do you know much about him, Mike?
Yeah, we talked about him about a month ago.
All right, let's talk about it. We're gonna have that game.
Well, we're all going to scout him tomorrow or Saturday.
Mike, tell us about it.
Troy's also got a walk-on quarterback from Nice.
From where?
Out of Jacksonville.
From where?
They got a walk-on quarterback where Tebow played.
Oh boy, from what's the name of that school?
Didn't somebody say that he's pretty good?
If he played there, he's good. I guarantee you, because that's probably one of the top private schools in the country. And Mike, tell us about this kid from Bainbridge, Georgia.
I got to pull it up.
And of course he's a good-looking quarterback that can run, and that's what I think Troy needs, a quarterback that can run.
Yeah, he's from Bainbridge High School, played Hawkins, 6'1", 200 pounds. 3-year starter at Bainbridge High School, led the Bearcats to 27-12 record in 3 seasons, including the Georgia 4A state championship in 2018.
Golly, all right, yeah. That's a pretty big school, too.
All-region selection, first team recognition in 2019, led Bainbridge to the city semifinals. Completed 159 passes out of 283 attempts for 2,000 yards and 24 touchdowns, just 7 interceptions. He's a 3-star recruit out of Bainbridge.
Yeah, well, that
For
doesn't
his
matter.
his career, he threw for 5,265 yards and 50 touchdowns.
That's pretty good, no question about it. At a big league team, too. That's a good program over at Bainbridge.
You say he can run a little bit?
He also rushed for another 10 touchdowns.
Oh, boy, yeah. One of my all-time great friends and was a running back at Troy back in the heyday of Bill Clipson. Do you know who that is, Mike? A good friend of mine. He's no longer with us, but was a great friend and great player.
He was a running back?
Yeah, he was a running back at Troy. He played defensive back, too. Paul Nix, you remember?
Paul Nix.
My friend Paul Nix, yeah.
Yeah, he was good.
From Bainbridge, Georgia. You're one of my closest friends until his death.
Looks like the Renfro kid will do the kicking tomorrow because Troy's starting place kicker is out with an injury.
Well, great.
See Al Renfro's son kick.
Well, that's great.
I was going to mention the quarterback from Nice High School, redshirt freshman Will Karn, 6'3", 218. So I guess we'll see him a little bit.
From Nice, I tell you, ladies and gentlemen, that's where Tim Tebow came from. He's got to be pretty good to play at Nice, would you say?
I'm going to tell you something. There have been several walk-on quarterbacks that ended up being stars. Yeah. Who was the guy from played at Florida and it was such a great quarterback? He was a walk-on originally and started for like 3 years. David Smith at Alabama was a walk-on.
Yeah, David Smith, good player.
Who was the walk-on the year? You talking about Shane Matthews? Who was the walk-on?
No, what was that guy's name? He's kind of a good old boy, but I can't think of his name. But I'll think of it and get it. Report back to y'all tomorrow.
All right, I'm gonna tell you something that I heard.
But you wouldn't think about it. There are walk-on quarterbacks that have been really, really good.
Yeah, I'm gonna tell you something that I heard, and sometimes I get pretty close to the program. Just listening. I was told that the running backs, Mike, the one out of Atlanta, what's his name?
Vidal.
Yeah, they think Vidal is as good as any quarterback in the country. What I'm saying, they think he could play for any team in the country, SEC.
Well, he showed glimpses of greatness against Coastal Carolina last year. I think he rushed for like 170 yards.
All right.
Broke a lot of tackles.
Yeah.
If he runs like that, like he ran in that one game, I can see it.
All right, he's got number 1. The kid wears number 1, and I want to say he's another running back.
That's the kid from Gaston City, Jamarcus Woods.
Woods, that's Woods, and they think he's an outstanding running back. Then they've got another kid
the running back that's getting all the pub right now is the guy from Texas A&M, Charles Strong.
Yeah, and he's a big back.
Had been moved to linebacker, and now it's back at running back.
Well, this guy thinks that Troy's got 3 or 4 running backs that could play in the SEC.
I think he's right.
He says that they can play they could play in the SEC, and this is a guy that's very knowledgeable.
Obviously, Strong could play in the SEC. He signed with Texas A&M.
Yeah.
He was a 4-star prospect, I think.
And he's a big back, and Troy's needed the big back, so we'll take a good close look at that, Saturday.
Well, if we can just get offensive line, we're going to have some receivers. We're going to have a decent quarterback. We got great running backs.
Yeah, and Gunner, and we probably don't say enough about Gunner because he does have a good arm. He's got a good arm and is a very knowledgeable quarterback.
He's got to step up and stay healthy. Gunner Watson's been injured throughout his career.
Yeah.
I mean, he misses 2 or 3 games a year, and he also throws a lot of really bad interceptions in the red zone, which is
something I noticed about him. He looks sort of thin now. He might weigh 220, and I just don't know. Can't compare it, but he looks sort of thin to me, and looks in pretty good shape.
Yeah, it's pretty amazing. We already brought this up yesterday, but the 4-star quarterback out of Auburn that transferred. This guy was a 4-star out of Texas, apparently like a legend in Texas. For that kid to go to Alabama State, you had to think that Troy needed a quarterback and would have been interested in a dual threat quarterback like that. I don't know how in the world that kid didn't end up at Troy.
Was he going to go to Auburn or what?
No, he was at Auburn for over a year and a half, and then he transferred.
Oh, okay.
But I mean, I'm just saying for Alabama State to pick up a 4-star quarterback from Troy, obviously.
I know.
It's kind of shocking.
You're exactly right. That.
I mean, kudos to Alabama State, Eddie Robinson. Eddie Robinson played at Alabama State and then played in the NFL for 11, 12 years. He's their new coach.
Now, is he related to the Eddie Robinson?
I don't think so.
Yeah, okay. I was just wondering. We're going to take a short break right before we go. We're going to take a short break and we'll be back.
I wish you could taste how much better food tastes when cooked on a Green Mountain grill. But I can let you in on the reason that's true. Our pellets contain water, so they create steam while you cook, keeping your food moist. Does a gas or charcoal grill do that? I think not.
Come and see us at Southern Grill and Patio just off the square in Troy.
It's Ford Truck Month. America, you know what to do. Now's the time to get after the best deals on Ford F-Series, America's best-selling trucks, 45 years straight. Also, great offers on Ford Ranger and the new Ford Maverick. Ford Truck Month is here, so let's get after it. Get 0 for 60 plus up to $1,000 bonus cash plus a no-charge 3-year Ford Protect Premium Maintenance Plan on F-150.
Join us at the Troy Fest Fine Art and Craft Festival in downtown Troy. We have more than 100 vendors with something for everyone. From pottery, photography, glasswork, painting, woodwork, and more. We hope to see you in downtown Troy. Open Saturday from 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. and Sunday from 10 a.m. to 4. Please come and enjoy a good time and celebrate the arts. Troy Fest Fine Art and Craft Festival in downtown Troy.
The all-new Troy Regional Women's Diagnostic Center brings all of the latest and advanced 3D mammography and breast ultrasound services to the Troy area in our all-new outpatient facility. Dr. Lauren Thorington, along with our team of certified breast specialists, read your mammograms, which are performed by our registered radiologic technologists, bringing the best in women's healthcare to the Troy area. Troy Regional Women's Diagnostic Center.
That's
Jay
amazing.
Jay Hawkins is probably your age, and he will.
Yeah. Back to.
I tell you, Jay is 3 years older than I am, so he'd probably be 68.
Yeah, this is a regular.
I played with him in college.
Is this a regular tour event or seniors?
No, regular.
It's a regular tour. It's a 4-ball.
It's a 4-ball.
I played. Jay played at Wake Forest.
Yeah.
And I played with him several times in college.
His daddy played at Wake Forest too, didn't he?
Yeah, Bill.
Yeah. Oh, okay.
Bill played at Wake Forest.
Yeah.
Arnold Palmer played at Wake Forest.
Jay played at Wake Forest.
Yeah. Back to our show brought to you by Premier Dodge Chrysler Jeep and Ram trucks on the bypass. We appreciate them so much as we do Pike Tree Service. If you've got trees down, they can take care of it and you won't even know it was there. Great people.
Mm-hmm.
Mike Amos is on the line, and Will Matthews is on the line as we get ready for a big T-Day event.
Wake Forest offers we were talking about during the break. Arnold Palmer, one of the best young players right now. Will's out horse. Jerry Haas, Webb Simpson, Lanny Watkins, Jay Haas, Billy Andre, Curtis Strange, Bill Haas, Lynn Matisse, Joe Inman, Leonard Thompson, Kyle Reapers,
Golly.
Gary Hallberg, Scott Hoke. Darren Clark played at Wake Forest, Will?
Yeah. Hey, Scott Hogue.
Darren Clark won a British Open. He's a great player.
But let me tell you about Scott Hogue, whatever you call it. Hey, how far was that putt that he missed? That he could have been a household word, and he missed that putt.
2.5 feet.
2.5 feet. Was that at the Masters, Will?
Yeah, it was in the playoff. Yeah, it was in the playoff against Faldo. And the first putt was 1.5 feet, and he had a 5-footer coming back and made that one.
Yeah. You know, if he hadn't done that, he would have been I know that really had damaged his career.
You know, Faldo won 3 green jackets, but he lucked into about 2 of them, didn't he? Really.
But that's do you know the whole story behind that, Will?
About Scott Hope?
Yeah, about Hope, yeah.
I'll tell you an interesting story about Scott Hope. We played against each other when I was at Mandy and he was at Wake Forest. And my daughter was living in Gulfport, and she was the, what do you call it? Anyway, she had a job. She was the director of the Chamber of Commerce of Gulfport, Mississippi. And so she got all these free tickets to the Champions Tour golf tournament. And I'm on an elevator, and he steps on the elevator. He's played in the tournament. And I looked at him, I said, "You remember me?" He said, "Hell yeah, I remember. You beat me every time I ever played with you." So anyway, I was leaving, and I had gone to the tournament the day before. And he said, "Why don't you come out and have breakfast with us on your way out?" So I did, and there was about 10 of them, and none of them, there was only one SEC player in that tournament of the senior players. And, you know,
and that was the guy.
It'd be more than that.
Yeah. It was the great Russ Cochran.
No, I would say that the guy in Florida, the big tall guy.
Andy Bean.
Andy Bean. Who said Andy Bean?
Andy Bean very rarely played the senior tour because he was injured.
Yeah, I know, but what I'm saying though, he came out of Florida, and you probably played against him, did you?
So I played, when I was a freshman at Vandy, I played with him all 3 days in the SEC, and he ended up winning the tournament.
Yeah, he was a tall guy. He was about 6'4", 6'5", wasn't he?
6'4", yeah.
Yeah. Well, ladies and gentlemen, we've enjoyed talking to you this morning. Of course, the show brought to you by Premier Dodge Chrysler Jeep and Ram Trucks on the bypass. Will Matthews, man, I know you. A lot of folks envy you, man. You're at the beach. You gonna do the cooking or what? Who's gonna cook?
Oh yeah, I'm gonna cook. I'm gonna cook, and we're gonna go out somewhere.
Where can you? Why can you cook good, Will?
I'll grill shrimp one night, and we'll have potatoes au gratin and corn on the cob, and.
Oh man! Now
you don't even have to grill shrimp. You can go get them steamed at Buddy's.
Yeah, you can just go up to Buddy's. You ever go to Buddy's? Yeah.
I get it steamed at Buddy's, and I put it in the microwave.
That's right.
You ought to get some of their gumbo and key lime pie too.
Yeah, exactly. They're good at that. Will you pick up any donuts while you're down there?
Oh no, I'm diabetic. I don't eat those donuts.
You don't? I didn't know that.
Oh, I'll eat them. What are you talking about? I'll be on them all the whole week.
Well, now, how about your other daughter, the beautiful one that lives over in Louisiana? Is she gonna come over?
No, she's in Washington, D.C. Yeah, she's in Mobile, but she's in Washington, D.C. on business.
Oh, now she's with the Chamber of Commerce, or what does she do?
No, she works for Airbus now.
Okay, that's that big new airline, is that right?
Oh yeah, they build airplanes.
How many seats? I mean, does that one of those Airbuses? How many?
400 or 500.
Oh boy, have they got many of them flying today? Many of them flying today?
Oh yeah, absolutely.
They're made in Mobile, Alabama. Is that right?
Yep. Yep.
Well, Will, thank you so much for joining us this morning. We appreciate it, and have a good weekend.
All right, good talking to you.
And of course, we appreciate Will and Mike Amos calling from Great Beach, and Bill Rice for sitting here and enjoying all the conversation. One thing about this,
we appreciate Morgan Greenford for coming in and talking about Troy Fest.
We sure do.
Bringing us our T-shirts.
And what a wonderful job her and her husband Rob do.
Everybody get one of these T-shirts. The T-shirts are beautiful.
They do a wonderful, wonderful job of, and then of course there are a lot of other people that we owe gratitude for giving us a great program like we're going to have this weekend. Troy Fest in downtown Troy this Saturday morning at 9 o'clock, and then again Sunday at starting at 10 o'clock, and it should be a lot of fun for the whole family at Troy Fest. We'll see you again downtown Troy.
Tomorrow morning?
Tomorrow morning we're going to be in downtown Troy for the annual Troy Fest
telecast.
Yeah, telecast, and we're looking forward to it. We'll be back tomorrow bright and early. See you then.